I cleaned my brushes yesterday and today they are dry, so I can talk about them before putting them back in their drawers. These are my most used brushes, the brushes that I use for every day. Practically my makeup is limited these days for the office. Currently, I don't have evening events, things that I used to have in the past, so everyday usage. And I want something sturdy that I can rewash frequently. I want something that is not too delicate. So these are my workhorses brushes. And there are some exceptions, brushes that are quite expensive, but just because I think they are unique. The value of this video is workhorse brushes plus the best shapes I cannot live without. You can see there's a lot of Refer. I always said that a Refer to me does not produce the best brushes, but they are the best value because they are natural, so you can experience the beauty of the finishes that the natural brush can give at a reasonable price. But they are not the best of the best out there. For those, the price points are different. I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to eye brushes, I think that instead of a BK Beauty that is synthetic for the same price point, you can get, when there's an offer, you can get a Refer natural bristle and the quality is just much superior. Okay, I said it. It's quite unpopular, but that's my honest opinion about it. Let's talk about eye brushes. I don't have a lot of synthetics here. My eye brushes are nowadays dominated by Refer. And by the way, Refer now sends me every now and then some brushes, but these are all purchased by me. Refer sent me these ones that are the synthetic ones that are, in my opinion, some of the best synthetics out there. You can refer to the video about these LC brushes. They are fantastic to the point that I'm consistently using them. I still have to unpack things. I have brushes everywhere. Maybe I will show my organization after I finish it. These are the ones sent, all the rest, all purchased by me, just for full transparency. Okay, so eye brushes. Among the synthetics, I have this one that is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy. I like the latest collection by BK Beauty, but for me in Europe, they are just too expensive. So these I purchased from US. If you are in US, they can have a good value. I don't plan to buy more of these because of the price. I mean, if I have to spend this money, I would rather go for Refer. It's superior. But the shapes of the new collection, there are some shapes that are quite interesting. So in the future, maybe if I go to US, I will consider this. Then I have other synthetics, the Pat McGrath. These are quite nice. These were in the kit, the old Dark Star kit, before she released her palettes. So we are talking about 2016 and they are still going strong. I use them every time. I think I have 3 of them because I purchased 3 kits, 2 browns and 1 ultraviolet blue. These were the brushes included, and these are sturdy brushes. I like the elongated head with long bristles, so they are great for one and done and very versatile because I can blend with them. They are multi-purpose brushes, so their shape is not so different to the 01 Max by Refer, that is even better because it's even longer, you see. But yeah, they are pinched. So they are the equivalent, let's say, synthetic equivalent of the 01 brush, the 01 Max by Refer. That is one of my favorites. Pat McGrath 10 years before already thought about this shape and it's indeed one of my favorites. I have another 01 Max, so as you can see, I had 4 of them because I always need one brush of this shape. So these are not available, but these may be. So these are highly recommended. Refer 01 Max. Talking about synthetics, I can see here other gems. This one is by Sigma. Sigma is an underrated brush producer. They were everywhere kind of in 2012 until 2016. Then there was a time of Morphe with their paid sponsorship and aggressive marketing, and Sigma kind of went behind, let's say, the rush. But these are high quality. And also to clean my brush, the Sigma Glow, I think, is still the best to clean all my brushes. As a soap, I'm currently finishing the refer. You see, it's almost gone. Other synthetics, this one for liner is a Linda Hallberry brush. Again, I think they're quite expensive, but some of these are very nice for precision placement. So this lifts my eyes. So if you have aged eyelids, I think a lifting effect with the eyeshadow is nice. These are great for that. Same concept here with my SISLEY brush. So this is one of the most expensive brushes in this set here, but I cannot live without it because I like the fact that compared to other brushes, is chubby, so I can trace quickly a line. I use it with eyeshadow and I just stamp it. So I can stamp a line on my outer corner and then I decide if I keep it sharp or I can diffuse it a bit. I can place the eyeshadow also because of the length is not very short, but has the bristles have some length. I think it's more versatile than it looks. So this is a brush that I was looking for. When I don't have it, I search in my drawer. I only have one. I will try to find out an alternative because this is quite expensive. I think I have something else, but I don't think I have cheaper brushes than this because my alternatives are Fude and are more expensive than the synthetic SISLEY. Anyway, this is a great brush and I would recommend it. Another synthetic is this by Chantecaille. Just because I like the head, but I honestly prefer the 01 Max as much better value compared to this one. This I would not recommend because it's very expensive for what it is. This is the Shade and Sweep by Chantecaille. It's synthetic, but manually bundled in Japan. I bought it, I think, before buying my first refer. I think the closest to this is 01, not the Max version, but the 01 regular size. This is the 02 Max, but it's still shorter than the Chantecaille. I like this airy end that is nice for blending. I'll be honest, I think that natural bristles are superior because they have that natural roughness due to the natural fibers that diffuses the pigment and blends the pigment in a superior way compared to synthetic. But yeah, this is a good quality synthetic. I think that nowadays the evolution is towards something that is hybrid. So the synthetic bristles make the brush cheaper and give the structure, and plus you had natural bristle to have that natural roughness that make the blending to the next level. So the future, in my opinion, will be the combination of synthetic and natural, because all natural bristles are becoming expensive. To finish up with the synthetics for eyes, I have this other Sigma. This is fantastic. This is the P series. Oh no, this is Sedona Lace. Sedona Lace is a cheaper alternative to Sigma. They are practically the same as the P series by Sigma. I think that the P series by Sigma is superior, is denser. But these are nice anyway, and I still use them. I need sometimes something that mimics my finger, and I think this type of domed, chubby brush synthetic is great for that. And I have also the Sigma equivalent. Other three synthetics. This is my only blender because I don't use blenders a lot, but I use this to blend out what I already placed with the previous brushes. This is the Dalium Tools Golden Triangle and the 785. This was recommended by a LA makeup artist. It's sturdy brush, but at the same time soft and airy, like a cloud. So I like the effect of this. Despite being synthetic, is one of my favorite blenders, but is not for blend out some patchy eyeshadows. I mean, the eyeshadow should be thin powder like the Japanese. Then I think this gives the best. Otherwise, I need more density and I will use something else. If I have to fix something that is patchy or very pigmented, I won't use this because this is too airy for that. Then there's a Sigma concealer. I mean, these concealer types, since I have these Refer Max, I don't use these as much as I did in the past. I use these to place the eyeshadows practically. And this is a Nabla pointed crease. Unfortunately, Nabla does not sell these ones individually, but only in sets. But this is a small blender synthetic, just for precision, if I want to place the eyeshadow in a specific place. I think this is the synthetic version of the Refer 13. So I use them interchangeably. The Refer is superior because it is all natural bristles and this is synthetic. But since I don't do precision things, this is just for placement. Maybe I will use another natural bristle hair brush to do the blending. So I don't care to have this in natural bristles. For the eyes, natural bristles, as I said, workhorse brushes. These are among my favorite shapes. We are talking about 2 Max, 15 Mini, and 03. Recommended. I use them. Confirmation that they are truly my favorites. Okay, this is not my favorite, but I had it around, so I used it. This is the 21. It meant to place metallic eyeshadows. I don't like it, to be honest. It's too small, but yeah, it's useful. I mean, it's a shape that if you want to have control, I use for a smudger, to be honest, instead of placement, because for placement I prefer something bigger, pinched but bigger. This is too small and I don't have time to do this type of precision things. What else? The last 2 eye brushes are these 2, and we are in the holy grail unique shapes I can't live without. I have to add also this one. That is the SISLEY we talked about before, and maybe something like the 01 Max. These are the brushes, the eye brushes I can't live without. And okay, this we have talked about this as one and done. This or the equivalent Pat McGrath version we have talked about extensively. This, we talked about it, is fantastic. I can do an entire eye look with just this one. Maybe I would need a blender like the 01 Max. So with these 2, I can do an eye look. They are my favorites. This one is great. This is Sable Hair, is the Classic 4 by London Brush Company, aka Sian Richards. She is a movie makeup artist. She perfected these sable hair brushes, so natural bristles, sable, that is a sturdy type of bristles that is the closest to the synthetic ones, but with that natural roughness, natural hair that is perfect for blending. So this is fantastic for truly precise work on my dark circles. I use this also for eyeshadows. I use for everything. This is my favorite for metallic application, especially when I want to go close to the lash lines, kind of metallic eyeliner. Or I use this for concealers in a very, meticulously precise way, spot concealing almost. I'm totally on the opposite side of people that spread concealer all over the under eyes. I like precision. I like to be very precise, and this allows me to do that. Expensive, but worth it in my opinion. The other holy grail is this one. So this is by Sonia G. I know her since before she had her brand. She started in 2017 with her brand. But well before, she had this blog. I can't keep up with all the releases, to be honest. So I'm not sure if she has now a permanent brush like this. This was a limited edition, the Lotus collection. Fortunately, she sells also these brushes individually. I purchased 2 of these because it's fantastic. She was obsessed with the Suku S brush. And I think that this is her interpretation because it's more elongated, has longer bristles compared to a Suku S. Suku S was squirrel, this is goat, but dyed one. That means that the roughness is, we are talking about microscopical roughness. Of course, they are soft. You can take for granted all the things that an average YouTuber says. These are superior compared to Refer, for example. This is a brush that would need more care compared to what I give him. I like this to smudge the under eyes. I don't like sharp lines on the under eyes. I like diffused application and blended application, and this gives me precision, excellent blending because of the bristles. And as I was saying, compared to a undyed hair, it will have the cuticle, the surface, to be a tad rougher compared to undyed ones. So it's superior compared to the undyed ones for blending because of that extra roughness at microscopic level, so you won't feel it. And this is smoother compared to rough hair because the quality of bristles is superior. Anyway, this is the perfect brush for under eyes. It's delicate enough, at the same time powerful, dense enough, and blendable because of the length of the head. So it's a masterpiece and is a brush I can't live without. And then face brushes. This is not my favorite. It was just there, cleaned, and I used it, and now I clean up again. But not my favorite for concealer. I prefer something that is smaller. I prefer synthetics with liquids. I think it's a kind of a waste using a natural bristle for liquids. Synthetics are sturdier, and to me they're better. So these are Holy Grail Status. I love them. I use them for concealer practically, and my Tom Ford Stick foundation. So it's a thick cream, high coverage. That is what I need because I have discolorations. And these are my tools. And then I have these other things, Refer 17 for liquids or cream. I stamp them, diffuse them. It's a small flat top. I don't think I have something similar in synthetic form. That's why I use this. So this is one of my favorites. And then these ones, to be honest, they are not Holy Grail Status. It's just that they are sturdy. I can wash them, clean them properly. I don't care to be harsh with them. I should rotate and replace them with something else. I think I will just put in a drawer and take an alternative to this. This I use for blush because it's precise pointing, or for highlighters. Although I would prefer something denser. It's a Delion Tools Golden Triangle 944. And this one is for powder all over. Good synthetic brush, so I need some give, but at the same time density to buff the powder. And yes, the 959 powder blending. These can be treated with alcohol. They're very sturdy like the other synthetics, right? So for face, I'm quite minimal with these ones. So foundation, concealer, setting powder, finishing powder, blush and highlighter. Alternative for blush, and this I will put back in the drawer. I don't use it a lot. So these are my choices for every day. Let me know what are your favorites, and see you in my next video. Bye!